Go. Let's see how the bit rate is going to hold up today. Okay. Oh, geez. On YouTube, I'm not even on the right section. No. This VODs. Christensen, how you doing? How's your stuff? How's your things? Okay. Turn on closed captions. There we go. Ooh, okay. There we go. I think I've got everything turned on again. Or on, period. It was like 3 minutes till and I'm like, okay, I need to go in there and boot everything up. And then I was like, oh yeah, we're starting a brand new server. I don't even have the map downloaded. It took me a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna take. Greetings, how are you doing? As soon as I get done with the stream, I have already got a whole bunch of pots and everything that I'm going to set up my fall harvest, or my fall gardening in. So... Thank you for that audio check, Richie. Graciously, thank you so much. Thank you for that super chat. I do appreciate it. Thank you. That is amazing. Thank you. It sounded weird to you because I didn't have my headphones on. It was coming out of the speaker. And my speakers are up really loud trying to listen to the dev stream yesterday. So, a bucket of chicken? Heck yeah. Emotional damage! It should sound weird to you. If it didn't sound weird to you, something weird is going on because y'all heard it from my speakers instead. Anybody else catch that dev stream? That was something, right? Dark Stony Angel, how ya doing? How's your stuff? How's your things? Have they developed a mod yet to stop this beginning tutorial thing from happening, you know, for people who've played 5,000 times? I get it gives you challenge points, but just give me my points and let me move on with the rest of the game. I'm pretty sure somebody made a mod like that last version, right? I guess we should read that. Okay. For anybody who missed last week, or was it last week? I don't remember now. It's been a very long week. It could have been 5 years ago for all I remember. The server basically fell apart on us, so we're restarting. Apparently there was a bit of a glitch that was happening. Not sure what the glitch was, but we were not the only people experiencing it, so... Okay, harvest the wood. May actually make sure I'm spelling things correctly. I think it was a line in the patch notes. Save would be corrupted if you repeatedly went near the same active scripted sleeping volume and then left the area. So if you visited the same place a couple of times, it would bug out. It doesn't really make sense. It just seems like an odd bug. What is this? Something I probably shouldn't be playing with while I don't have anything. Hello! That bird is going to come back. I don't believe that it actually left. Good heavens. Stop! Stop! Stop your things. Ow, 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 ow. I sent the bird after you? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. How? I've got an infection and a messed up arm on day one because I decided to walk into a sleeper spot. Okay, now why don't I stop goofing off and actually get me a weapon? That's my leg. That's my leg. Just Rue, how ya doing? How's your stuff? How's your things? Craft a primitive outfit, guys. We're gonna strap a whole bunch of leaves to our butt, basically. I'm just gonna roll around on the ground. I'm gonna put some duct tape, inverted, on my body. And then I'm gonna roll around on the ground, and that's gonna be my outfit. And then, you know, have some twigs. Because that's what that means. You're infected and have an abrasion. Sorry. Krusty Booger, thank you so much for that prime. I appreciate. 8 times prime. Hey, Reaper. Yeah, except that I walked into a POI, immediately got a messed up leg and infection, and sent a bird after Bredicus, and he has an abrasion and an infection. So, yeah, we're doing great. So far, everything's running smoothly, you know, aside from going and doing the dumb. Alright, let's get that put there, that put there. And since I have already made that, I'm going to do the normal thing that I normally do. If you guys are wondering, good God, at all the red. Having everything to do with Discord. Okay. If you guys are wondering how to do this because you would prefer to do this on your game as well, whenever I start a playthrough, I always give myself a helmet light mod. That way it's better visually for the recording. What I do is I go into the creative menu, I go into the debug menu, type in CM for creative menu, enter. Then I hit U, which brings up these, and then I type in helmet light mod. I take one of those, and then I immediately turn that back off so it is no longer open. It's not right there. And as soon as I find my first helmet light mod or light mod of any sort, I either have to purchase it or whatever, wherever I see it at, I have to get it, and then I have to drop it so I can't make any money off of it, but it allows you guys to be able to see whenever we get into dark areas. There we go. I probably should do this. I definitely need more arrows. Remembers why it's not to spawn near Liz on a server. Hey. I had no choice. Liz spawned behind me. I did not spawn behind you. I was the first one in the server. I was invisible while I was setting up for the stream. I became visible behind you. So technically, you spawned near me. Ha! Because there was nobody in for me to spawn on. Oh, there's the bird. Spawned on the server 2 days ago. Well, I still didn't spawn on you because it didn't give me an option to spawn on anybody because nobody else was in. I was standing behind you and invisible. That's all I know. But I was the only one who was in when I came in. What else do I need? Nothing? Damn bees already? Yep. Apparently there's a mod out right now that will nerf the bees and the swarm that comes from the mummy, basically. And I definitely think that should be a mod that we get as a first order of business as soon as we are absolutely 100% certain that this is actually going to hold up. Whoa, there's the desert already. You know what? I think I'm going to go next to the desert so it's on my map as to where it is. And just slow walk over there. What is that? I think that's one of the new POIs, isn't it? We have not even had a chance to get to the higher level POIs yet. Desert, blah, blah, blah. I like the desert. I very much like the desert. If they made a fall town, I would go through the fall town, but I can't do that. For our next DLC that we can purchase, can we get new biomes? I would like a Nightmare Before Christmas biome. Yeah, if we're taking requests. Just in time for Halloween, so someone's got time to ramp it up, right? Alrighty. And I should be sweltering. There we go. Okay, but it is definitely on my map, and I've got a tiny bit of aloe. Actually, I should probably get enough aloe to make a seed. Whilst I'm here, might as well. It's not like I can do very much. My leg is messed up. Let's just hope I don't run into one of those dumb creatures. Never mind. I had to say something. I'm leaving. Gone. Out of here. As slow as my foot will carry me. Halloween Town? I stole your idea? Wait, did we say that at the same time? Dude. What is this? The Eater's Gate? Okay, well, alright. Yeah, but whenever you were pitching it, were you thinking about, like, Jason Voorhees' Halloween Town, or were you thinking Nightmare Before Christmas Town? There's a difference. AP ammo kills bees instantly. Oh, really? Well. As I have no ammo just yet. It's not really going to help me. Oh, I better go ahead and do this so I know where my trader is. What am I doing? There we go. Wait, what? Is there a tiny patch of desert in here? How does that work? Is there a trader wrecked over there? I cannot walk fast. He's not in the desert. There's a small piece of... Oh, okay, there's a tiny piece of desert. Gotcha. Alrighty. The slow walk of shame. You were thinking Nightmare Before Christmas? Holy crap. It would be cool. For no particular reason, I'm gonna pick on this tree. 50. Go ahead and get me some frames. Why not? Check the garbage. This is not the fancy garbage. The fancy garbage is inside someone's wall. That's just regular garbage. Great minds think alike. Now I'm scared. Oh, Lord. I think the problem is just too much therapy going on. I guess I'll get some of this and get a little bit of cloth. Why not? A couple of extra bandages to stop bleeding may not be a bad idea. You know, assuming it doesn't cost 500 to make a bandage. Just saying. You'll jump in as soon as you have the correct version. Gotcha. We are in the 2.1 B7, so if you opt into the experimental, you'll be in the right one. Oh, I just found a content creator. I think I've seen them in passing, like in my feed, but I've never actually watched one of their videos. Sorry. But I was watching one of their videos because they were talking about one of the updates and where you can find supercorn now, because supercorn is harder to find. And it's also level locked in certain areas, like you have to be a certain level at the trader in order to find it. And they were covering a couple of things, but apparently during Streamer Weekend, they also got into the same conversation that we got into on Streamer Weekend, which was, if you had to pick one version of 7 days as peak 7 days, which one would you say? And apparently his chat said that Alpha 16 was peak 7 days. So he's doing an Alpha 16 run, and I was sitting there watching him play, and it was like huge nostalgia because he was going into the desert and getting overheated and trying to find ways to cool down, and he could barely move because his stamina would get eaten up because he was so hot, and he would actually start losing health because he was so hot for so long. And I was like, oh my god. Fill my veins with that, please. That's actually kind of what I miss. And by kinda, I mean, that's what I miss. I didn't even know I needed that. Brecht, how you doing?
If you drink all the coffee, I'll kill you.
Six more levels and you'll be able to relapse.
Great.
Nice.
Here you go.
Stone
Don't
shovel.
spend it all in one place. Look, Buckhead, I'll give... What are you standing there for? Don't you have work to do?
You're 6.5% infected? I just got a honey. I have 69 wood. Nice. What have you got in your inventory?
Try anything smart, and you'll get a new start.
I should probably just go ahead and make a box.
More customers like you.
I tried 7 stumps and got nothing but 2 lots of bees. I didn't go after a stump. Did anybody pay attention to where I got that? Was that from a tree? Thank you. Dire wolves drop a lot of super cone. Yeah, but you gotta get to where you can kill the dire wolves. And that's also like, they have a 50%, it's dire wolves and zombie bears have a 50% chance of dropping it. So, and it's like 1 per bag, right? There used to be a POI that would always have the recipe and the supercorn in it. It was an outpost, and now Bob Spores obviously still has it, but one of the places where you could get it is gone. I should probably make some more arrows. And you know what? I guess I'll go out here and just lay down a bedroll in a box. I don't want to craft a land claim right now. What you doing? Thank you, Richie, for the evil Daffy. It was not just that. I was looking through a lot of stuff. I was perusing some things. It's been, you know, a few weeks since everything's dropped. The newness has worn off, and with the update, and you know, just checking to see where everybody's vibe is about it and trying to figure out what I haven't already seen. And there's a lot of things that were inside the updates that were not talked about. That were not even covered by either an update note or during the dev streams. Things that were changed that nobody noticed. Or even in 1 or 2 cases, things that have been changed for a long time but they never talked about. Like, I didn't know for a little while you couldn't get God on Fire by the Bernie Boy, but apparently at one point you could. Then they took it out, and then they, at some point or another, put it back in. So I was like, I always thought you could get caught on fire by the Bernie Boy, but apparently in one of the alphas you couldn't. Which is weird. Do I need anything else? You know what, I'm gonna stick these on my hotbar because I don't have anything else to go in the hotbar. Where am I going to dig? Right there. Let's, oh, okay. Jade, how you doing? Are we in a group? Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. I won't be popping into Discord unless we start doing things as a group. That way I have, there's no talking over or anything like that. I can talk to chat. But if we do something as a group, I'll pop into Discord. That way it's easier to, communicate. I was actually thinking about turning on, Twitch integrations. If anybody was wanting to do Twitch integrations today, because I haven't run it since this version came up, so I don't know if there's anything new. Who said that? Just continue picking all of the stuff and things up. That, and I also need to be able to hear whether or not I got a zombie sitting right next to me and I can't hear it whenever everybody's talking. I hate to be that way, but I have got some serious ear issues going on because, let me be honest, I've been kind of sort of obsessing about a game and I play it in a lot of my game in my off time. And, which means I have my headphones on a lot and my ears are suffering. They're not very happy with me right now. I am doing good. I'm doing good. I can't say that I had the best recording session this year. I mean, this year, but, this week's recording session was horrible. But at one point, and I think it was probably during the dev stream, I figured out something that I probably should have realized before. And it's not my circus, not my monkeys. And I'm just gonna start approaching it that way, because honestly, I just can't handle it anymore. I just can't. So I'm gonna take it and leave it, and if it's a bad week, it's a bad week, and just move on. How was your week going? Okay. This is some hard clay. This is like my native clay here. My Georgia Ray clay. You can get this far into the ground, and after you get into that, it's like stone. Might as well be stone. Oh, yesterday I was trying really hard to get a picture. I could not get to my phone fast enough, but Bam and I were running to the store because I had a craving for a chocolate bar, and I needed to get some more cans because I'm going to make some more jelly. I have got so many blackberries this year. I needed some more jars. So I was going to the store, and as we wrapped around the side of my house towards the garden area, there was just like this random black cat sitting in the middle of my garden. Never seen it before. I was like, that is such a strong Halloween vibe. And as much as I want summer to be over, I don't need the Halloween vibe just yet because none of my pumpkins have actually produced yet. So it can slow down, but I still kind of want it to hurry up because it would be awesome. No, 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 no. Here, let me take out everything in my pocket and show it to you. A little bit of show and tell with the zombie. Don't do it. If you can't dazzle them with your, fighting abilities, dazzle them with all of the things you have in your pocket. Why are you running? Okay, seriously, why are you running? That rage mode is really long. What? How long is rage mode now? This is a problem I was having with my recording, and I actually asked a whole bunch of people, are you guys having problems with zombies just going faster than they're supposed to be going? And everybody else is like, no. I'm like, wait, why am I experiencing this? There is no reason why I should have raged that long. Oh my gosh. I love black cats. Did you keep it? No, 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 no. It's not my cat, and it is a tomcat. And I already have 2 tomcats that do not get along as it is. I do not need to add another one to the mix and make it even more confusing. You died and now you're infected again already? Yeah, I have. I'm fatigued now, apparently, because of a random running zombie. Seriously, is rage mode longer, or am I just being paranoid? If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with BS. That is the entire motto of my entire channel. That should actually be on my banner.
More. Well, you proved me wrong. Now take your reward.
This is the stupidest option thing here ever.
I'm gonna make you a
Bub.
word of advice. Next time, bathe before coming to a job interview.
I'm just trying to make sure you don't feel left out, right? If I bathed, then you would have to bathe, and then everybody has to bathe. Nobody wants that kind of stress, right? Hi, Richie. Okay, and my quest. Alright, 250. He is actually a decent pace outside of town. That kind of sucks. I would like to know whether or not the zombie rage mode has been increased. I haven't seen anybody's notes on it, on whether or not the amount of time they stay in rage has been increased. But if anybody happens to see anything or hears another content creator talking about it, I would like to know. Because right now I feel like I'm being targeted. The zombies are targeting me. And I don't like it. Do we have any other outside containers? Just like some garbage I can check? No lead. So, how many people have already gotten into this version and have already turned off, like, badges or storms or both? I've had a lot of people in my comment section saying that they already turned off one or the other. Just wondering what everybody's vibe is on that. Hi. Or maybe Maybe it's just that they're quick to rage. I don't know. Come on. Come out. Okay. We can do it this way. I'm okay with this. Or not. Stretch Armstrong. Get down. Where are you going? Dude! Okay, let me bring out my bow. I didn't want to waste an arrow like this, but I will. Do it. You're making me do this. Oh, for the love of everything holy. Dude! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Come here. Stop your things. Oh. Oh, hi, how are you? How are you doing? Why are you in here, sir? Got your belly button. Alright, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again. Dude. I have fatigue. I can't come in here and go face to face with you. I will die. Not gonna happen. Thought you were fussing a rage on me, didn't you? Didn't you? I saw what you were fussing to do. I saw it. We saw it. Everybody saw that. Didn't chat see that? You guys saw it too, right? Oh no. There's another bad guy. Toilet. Where'd he go? Oh, he climbed through the tiny hole. Hi. Are we gonna do the... I guess we are. Okay. We'll go out here. We can track 5 other zombs while I'm trying to clear the POI. You guys are not even part of my job. Not even. Come on. Get out of the way. Let me do it. Thank you. See, now I'm hungry. Made me work up a hunger. You won't like me when I'm hungry. Come on out here, dude. Nice. Can I get... Oh man, I was hoping for a pot. Hey! There we go. I would like a cooking pot, please. This does not seem like a good area to find one. Just keep everything to the absolute basics. I have a feeling that those might be useful. Hi, Frank. How are you? Just in case. Not that I'm paranoid. There's a few of you, but I don't see a bird. Come on down. Walk it out, walk it out. I'm gonna attract all of the bad guys from everywhere else too, aren't I? No! Dude. Dude. Stop. Stop! Oh my god, nice to see that we have DLC armor, but you can't fix the daggum zombies hitting you when they shouldn't be hitting you. What just hit me? What just hit me? Phantom clothing, maybe? Because it wasn't his hand. I got poked in the eye by zombie phantom limbs. Gross. Nothing like a zombie phantom limb. Probably got gifted that phantom limb from the, troll.
What's up?
Makes sense. Makes sense. There we go. I have paid back the helmet light mod. There we go. What's up, Morris? How you doing? How's your stuff? How's your things? A tier 2 bone knife. Nothing like a tier 2 bone, guys. Alright, let's go. We are done. Return to trader. It always takes you weeks to find one. Probably because I already have one. That's typically how it works. If you look for one all the time, you'll never get a helmet light mod. If you gift yourself one, you'll find one in the first couple of days, or you'll be offered one and then you have to get rid of it. You can't sell it. That's the trade-off. Sell that. I will need those.
Emotional damage.
Thank you. Basically, the game somehow or another looks at your inventory and says, what should I give them that they need? Well, obviously the thing that they just found or that they have or crafted themselves. Now we can give them lots of the thing that they don't need anymore. That's how the game has always worked. It's like, you could look for a beaker for weeks in-game. You buy a beaker, and then suddenly beakers start showing up in all of the loot. That's how it's always worked. So if you start out with the policy of, I'm going to give myself my first helmet light mod and just get rid of the first one, so, you know, I pay it back. Well, now the game wants to give you helmet light mods. It's just what it does. What?
Hey, buddy. You look thirsty. Why don't you get hydrated?
Oh, Dr. Gamer, how you doing? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Not bad in you. I am doing a-okay. It was a rough recording session this week, but it's done. It is done. It is fine. We are here just playing. Just doing the things.
If you want
Just
some
talking to
fancy
Rex.
good afternoon greeting, go suck up to Trader Joel. If you want some food or drink, I'll take care of you.
I really don't want you taking care of me. I'll take your jar of honey, because if I don't take... Here's how it is. Like I said with the helmet light mod, if you get it, it will give you 5,000 of them. If you don't, you'll never see one. If I don't take this jar of honey, I will never see an antibiotic ever again in the game. That's how this works. I don't know why or how or whatever, but that's how it works.
Good luck, kid.
Rectum says hi, yes. You're having no luck curing your infection. You're already back to 6.5. Did he offer you an antibiotic? If you don't take it, if you don't take it, he won't give you one. What I need is a vitamin. That's gonna last a damn hour. Need to find somewhere to live? Ah, we still have plenty of time. Oh, did I turn it off? I didn't mean to turn it off. I meant to turn it on. I thought it was off. My bad. I guess we are gonna have to go to the Eater Cave. Kinda sounds inappropriate. Glad you got your internet fixed before the stream. Nice. Yeah, we've had weird internet issues. Well, I've had weird computer issues all week, so only part of it has been internet related. And my PC has been shutting down and freezing up a lot lately. I don't know why. Though, admittedly, all the times it froze up and stuff and shut down, it was while I was playing this. So I don't know if that's what's causing it or not. I didn't have a freeze up or a shutdown when I was playing other stuff. Richie, are you sure you fixed your internet? There's a queue at this point, but why are you running in place? Looks like a good start to the server. Yeah. What was going on there? Oh, is somebody else already in this POI? Oh, man. Which means there's no point in doing this one because it's going to lock it up for an hour. Which is absolutely stupid, by the way. Someone just finished it? Okay, well, I'm gonna remove the quest and go find something else. Because you're gonna have to do it and then it's gonna take another hour in-game or something like that. It's ridiculous. I will, I'll just go get me another mission. No need to shout at you? Oh. I was just saying, I shouted? Oh no, I'm hungry. Okay. But why were you running in place? See, this concerns me. I don't like the idea of starting a server that's going to constantly have to be restarted. I know that there are several people who spend a long time working on horde bases. And if it's going to act up, that's an issue. That's a concern. I want to be able to do a server where we can do lifestyles of the rich and famous in apocalyptic form, where I can do tours of people's extravagant bases and everything. We can't do that if you're constantly having to reset the server and restart people's stuff. They need to fix this. Fix it. I think I had the pause menu I was running. Oh, okay, okay. The pause menu got you froze like that. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. Okay, we'll go with that. Yep. It's a bit of a concern. I used to build big bases, then I realized I don't really have very long to... Sorry, Rector, you were talking? Now would be a great time for one of those cricket sounds. I used to build exceptionally large bases, and then I realized every single time that maps and servers don't last all that long, so I just repurpose buildings instead. I would really like to be able to go back to being a builder, you know? Is anyone doing dug-in denizens? Anybody? Apparently the running place thing is a long-standing multiplayer issue since 1.0. Great. Stable game, ready for gold, rolls eyes. Do the buried supplies? Oh, man, I don't want to do the buried. It's never worth it.
Next time,
Alright.
bathe before coming to a job interview.
Alright, Dad, I guess. Go wash the dishes. That's basically what this is. This is a go wash the dishes type of mission. It sucks. There's not a good reward for it. Resources and start. No. It's not worth the dig. It's not worth the dig. It's running stable, so there shouldn't be an update for a while. The running in place happens if you're moving when you open the menu. Okay, gotcha. I do hope that if they're going to continue to tout doing multiplayer games and stuff like that, that they spend some time actually working on the multiplayer aspect. You can't... How do I do this as a positive? How does one do this as a positive? I'm usually a person who tries to speak very frankly about things. And I'm trying hard not to be negative, but speak frankly. And it's a very hard process. It seems like the Fun Pimps have this concept of going to multiplayer gaming because, well, Blood Moons is multiplayer, basically. I think mostly strictly it's a multiplayer game. There might be a way to play it single player, I have no idea. But they're also selling cosmetics. You don't sell cosmetics really to a non-multiplayer game. There's really no point unless you're Bethesda. So if you're going to go after that multiplayer nugget, as it were, if you want that nugget of money that you can get from the multiplayer sphere, it seems to me like you should invest at least a few hours worth of development and fixing some of the issues multiplayer has. And has had for a long time. That's just my 2 cents. I've not been positive on 7 days in a long time, my friend. I get it. Yeah. I'm sorry. If I'm completely frank, last alpha and this alpha have really killed the game for me. I mean, like it's in its death throes, but I'm going to continue on with the hope that it gets better. That they start listening to the community again. Maybe it will happen. Who knows? Weirder things have happened. Mammals learn to fly. And zombies got a frost claw. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Have I got good line of sight now? Yeah, I think so. Alright. Please do not respawn any trees. Okay, did not spawn any trees in here. Did not know if that was a thing. It should be 1 can of food, not 2 freaking burnt meats. Yeah, no kidding. Thank you, Richie.
My ding ding dong.
I'm so glad he was a crawler. I was not paying attention. My bad. I almost spilt that drink all over me. I thought that was somehow or another part of the sound file that happened right afterwards. I was so confused. There we go. Every playthrough you should have miner 69er and motherload. You're going to need resources. The best way to go. Are you going to need resources if you're not building a base, though? I like build beasts, but I haven't felt the need to build beasts in a long time. I'm not sure what I said in the reply, but Twitch said, "Are you sure you want to send that?" I was writing something on X a few months ago and it asked me that. It's like, yeah, sure. Do you know how many times I've actually wrote things and deleted them myself because I was like, no, that's too harsh. I shouldn't say that. And then, you know, for Twitch to actually say, not Twitch, but for X to say, maybe you shouldn't say that. No, I govern myself. Thank you. If I have sat here and typed it out and read it through about 3 or 4 times, and I still have decided to send it, no, I mean that. I mean it wholeheartedly. Even in a POI, you need to upgrade and build into it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Ow! Rude. Oh, jeez. Oh, of course I whiffed the shot. Oh, man. Nope. Come on, stamina. Calm down, dude. Thank you. Lots of ninja zombies lately? Yes. And zombies that are raging more often than they should. Holy crap. I'm not sure if the rage mechanic has been amped up, but it does seem like it has. There we go. Cool. There's no way this treasure's gonna be worth me having to waste that bandage. No way. Unless they have amped up what they put inside these boxes because they nerfed them ages ago. These used to be so worth going after. And then they nerfed them, so I stopped going after them. It's my first actual dequest in I don't know how long. Going deep in a hole is tiring work and it builds up a sweat. Yeah, it does. And then you get grit where it doesn't belong. But then again, if you're getting grit from going deep in a hole, you're probably going in the wrong hole. But apparently this is what Wrecked likes. Just gonna leave that there. Oh, no. I'm digging over the top of it so I can keep an eye on the zombies. And not digging myself into a hole of any sort that I have to try and jump out of. If I have to jump out of it, I have no stamina. Not doing it. Bad enough, I've already been caught off guard twice by a zombie. My reflexes are not as good as they used to be. The X is a slope. Okay. I don't need to dig that one. It's not even purified water. It's bullcrap is what it is. Yeah, I'm not killing that zombie. I will plug this hole so that nobody falls in it. Hi, Karen. Sorry, it's not up to code. You guys get away from my hole! This is not consent. Somebody's gonna fall on that. Okay. I'm gone. Not worth it. Dig quests are not worth it. They are still not worth it. Unless Rect actually offers me something that's worth getting, but seeing how none of the things that they offer you are worth getting, I don't see how it was worth digging. I used to dig down 3 deep and then do a circle search, but now that you spend so dang long with a stupid shoveling, it's way too far outside the snow biome. They're 100% worth it? Okay. I mean, I just ate the food that it gave me, and it didn't fill up my food. And as a matter of fact, one piece of that food dehydrated me, and then gave me nasty water that I don't even have a pan to boil right now. Just to keep you going?
You think
I found more in a kitchen, though.
If you bring me a cold one, I might give you a discount.
Bring you a cold one what? Isn't this the one I just tried to go into and somebody was already standing outside of it? Has it been long enough? Do you
Hey,
reckon?
jerk. Let's get one.
I mean, it doesn't
thing
hurt to go
straight.
ahead and take it. It's the
You're
last
not
job he
working
has.
with me. You're working for me.
I'm not working for you. I'm working to get away from you. Oh yeah, the denizen one was the one that I went and picked on by accident. Should I? Yeah, I probably should fix something. Do I have any stone? I think I keep making stone into stuff and things, so let me find a little bit of stone before we go after the next mission. Aha. Fix that. I can't fix that. Hang on. Okay. Just to keep you going, it doesn't even cover the amount of food the game took out of you while you were shoveling? Yeah. It's not meant to give you a leg up, it's just supposed to compensate you for having done the thing by giving you the exact same amount you used. Which is actually a sucky way to compensate somebody. Let's just be real. Do I need anything else? Food, water, shelter, the basics of survival. Yeah, all that. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna go dig around in a POI. So if I was to do like a way back series, which version would you guys want me to do? Because the earliest I played was... I started playing in Alpha 17, but it was like the very end of Alpha 17. So my real first playthrough, I guess you could say, was Alpha 18. If you were to go back to any version, which version would you want to play and which version would you want to see someone play? 19 and up? It's mission progression? Yeah. I guess so, because that's really all of these tier 1 missions are, is just mission progression to try and get your levels up and to try and get rewards so you can get food. Please, sir, can I have another? Alpha 1? Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, I don't think I'll be going back to Alpha 1. I would be shocked as hell if there was a verifiable, good account of how you're supposed to craft in that one. Even still found on the internet. Well, I'm sure you could probably find it on the internet, but anyway. Like, 19 and 20 were, like, in my opinion, like, peak gaming. As soon as they started mentioning, biome progressions and armors and stuff like that, it's like everything else changed. Okay, I'll wait here, dude. I have something tickling me. but I love the frost claws. Yeah, when they were on Scooby-Doo. You've been playing since 7 Days Legacy, really? A lot of people have been swearing by Alpha 16. How about no, Scott? Alpha 16, or the variation of Alpha 16/15, was what the consoles were on for the longest time. So no, I wouldn't say that that's the best one. There you are. But I can tell you, full outfits, being able to find your outfits, heck, having the clothing store to go look for your outfits, to me that was cool. Immersive. Going into the biomes that actually fully affected you, that was cool. Is there someone who's making a mod that like converges all of the best aspects of all of the versions into one version? That would be awesome. Stand here and get all my stamina back right quick. I reckon I'll go ahead and eat that too. Thanks. Has this fatigue ticked down at all? It does not feel like it has. I feel like I've been dealing with it forever. No vitamin. The best you can get is the Alpha 16 mod, apparently. Blends 16 with 2.0. No. 2.0 has got so little survival aspects, it's really not the same game anymore. Which some folks think it's cool, and some folks don't like it. I guess it just depends on where you are in that list of whether or not you like the old version of the game or not, but... Hey! 2.0 just seems like it kind of kills any of the survival aspect. Or sandbox or anything else like that. I'm waiting for them to actually make the announcement that they're going to implement the nerd pole nerf or something like that. I'm just waiting for that, because it just seems like the next step in this desecration of sandbox gaming. You got him! Where's he at? Brock, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It hadn't reached the zombies break reality desync at that point. You're just waiting for blood moons? Oh god. Oh god. Oh Lord help. This whole adverting for the blood moons and stuff is gonna make me go religious or something. Lord help, I need patience on this day. Patience to keep my mouth shut. Send your angels down to me and place their hands straight over my mouth before I say something. Someone's gonna make me regret, because I'm not gonna regret having said it. That's basically what's gonna happen. Okay, so we got all of the bad guys. Drop that, drop... probably that too. Smokey, welcome! They fixed most of the reach and glitch through the blocks and the animation desync, and then it got worse after each one after that. Yes. Now they just made it to where you can scoot through a one block gap, which changed the way the zombies path through buildings now, too. It did occur to me whenever I was doing... I don't know how many of you guys saw the episode, but whenever I did my Horde Night in my playthrough, I was wondering why the zombies broke the bottom block instead of going up and over a block. And basically now zombies no longer aim at waist height like they should where a zombie would. They aim at a lower block because that's how they path. So now it's even weirder. Just awkward. Is there something up here? It doesn't look like there's anything up here, but it looks kind of cool. I can say what I do like about all of the updated versions is I do actually like some of these POIs. They look really good. It's about the only thing I can say. Hi, Paul. Bye, Paul. Okay. I knew that was going to strike a nerve. I honestly couldn't care less. Yeah, I don't care if people play it. I'm just not gonna. The Queen of Stuff and Things is praying over a plate over my mouth. Oh lordy, something is on my mind. Hers for real. Yeah, it's just, I watched the dev stream yesterday. It was not encouraging. I was hoping something would be said that would change my mind because I want to be excited about this stuff. And I'm finding that I can't be, and it's disappointing. It's very upsetting. As an individual who actually creates content in this genre, who creates content in this stuff, not being excited about certain things kind of kills it. Not kills it completely, because I'm going to find my own enjoyment in things. That's just how I'm going to do it, but I want other people to... For those of us who are not necessarily OGs, but we've been here long enough to see what the game was, we want people who are coming in that are new to see the game from our perspective, to see how awesome the game should be. And it's disappointing that it's not. That's all. It can and should be. It's just disappointing that it's not.
Congratulations.
If that makes any sense.
Sucker.
Sure.
Make up your mind or make your way out.
I have no idea what I want this character to be. I would like to buy that. Oh, I don't have the rest of my money on me.
Even if it is to a scumbag like you.
The art change is so weird. I don't want Borderlands in my 7-day cereal. Yeah. Whenever I saw the ad for it, I was like, that's Borderlands. That's Borderlands. Why did they choose that? I mean, it's not that I don't like the vibe of Borderlands. It's very comic book style, and I don't mind that aesthetic. I just thought it was an odd choice. I thought the crowd that they were targeting with this game were people who wanted a different playstyle for 7 days, which should have been a DLC for 7 days, is what that should have actually been, not a full game unto itself, but I digress. The point is if you're going to try to attract the crowd that you currently have to your new game, wouldn't the vibe feel the same? Or at least exceptionally similar? When I saw that, I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. What is this? 2024 is really not much of a change, so I guess I'll take that. I'm gonna take this money. Do I have the ability to make the forge yet? No, so I'll go ahead and get the cooking pot then. And then I'm gonna pick up all of my stuff and trudge into town and figure out where we're gonna live until we're done with this biome. Painful to watch is all you're gonna say? Well, I don't know who told you otherwise, but you're OG 7 days to me. Well, whenever I think of OG for me, I've been here for a while, but OG for me is like Capo. He's been here since like the beginning. So, You're going spills and rifles and spears. Blah, blah, blah. Spears? Really impressed you. I've never been a spear advocate, but man, it does some work. Okay. They're trying so hard to be something else that's more popular. They haven't even gotten the server functioning. I think the problem is at this point, they've been working on this game for so long and they see all that new money coming in gaming. And even though they're 5 years behind the curve, they're trying to capture some of that money by doing the 4-person online multiplayer thing that people were doing 5 and 7 years ago. The problem is they are so far behind that curve, people are already sick of the model. I mean, I play Outlast Trials, and even when that one came out, I was concerned that there was no way that game was going to actually be interesting and capture my attention at all. I was not interested in it until after I watched the playthrough, and now that I've actually been playing in it, I realize the people who are developing it are actually interested in what the community wants. Because of all of those aspects, I recommend Outlast Trials. The problem is I can't in good conscience recommend a 7 days spin-off game when 7 days hasn't even gotten the updates that it should, and every update that we have gotten has been further and further away from what was promised and what the community has asked for, because this is what was promised. So there's no way I can endorse Blood Moons. Not to mention it doesn't look fun. That's just me. That's just me. I saw the playthrough of Outlast.
Fancy good afternoon greeting, go suck up to Trader Joel. If you want some food or drink, I'll take care of you.
When I heard about Outlast Trials, and I know I'm talking about Outlast Trials, it's the game that I'm currently obsessed with. It's fine, it happens. When I saw Outlast Trials, when I heard about it, I was like, there's no way that this game is going to be fun to play. When I saw the gameplay of it, I watched the gameplay of it and said, that actually looks fun. I want to try that. I can't say the same thing for Blood Moons.
Flash some cash.
All the background, everything, and all of that baggage, and then watching the playthrough of it, I'm like, there's no way they're actually going to do what they say they're going to do with it if they can't even do it with a game that they've been working on for as long as they have. Now, do I believe they're actually going to do a Gen DLC outfit? Yeah, because it's going to earn them money. And it's very easy to do because the skin already exists. Just like all of the other DLCs. I came over here for a thing? I am so sorry, dude. I said I wasn't going to vent, but I've been venting. What am I over here for? Cooking pot. That's what I was over here for. We'll just go with that.
At goods and that's all you buy?
The dev stream is fresh in my brain. So, I'm gonna let it go. I said it's not my circus, not my monkeys. Not my monkeys, not my circus, so I'm just gonna let it go. Let it go. I need a frost princess to sing for me. I could ask the Frostclaw. He'll sing for me. That would be hilarious, actually. Should I take any of this stuff for sale? I'm gonna be walking around town around a whole bunch of zombies carrying bull crap in my pocket. I'm gonna hold on to these because earlier game, if you're gonna make yourself a wrench, you may not be able to find the mechanical parts. Okay. What I don't get is why is not all the new content developed for the Blood Moons, not in 7 days. It's the exact same universe. What have people been asking for? New weapons and new zombies. Yeah, new styles. Heck, people have been begging for a clown zombie inside 7 days. Guess what they've got in Blood Moons? Clown zombie. A pimp? Yeah, oh my god. If you pre-order the game, you're gonna get a full pimp outfit to wear in your apocalypse. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Where's everybody staying? Are there any tall buildings in this town? Are there ever any tall buildings inside these piddly little places that you're forcing us to stay in? It's so far from the trader, too. You're in a house with 2 floors and an attic. Anyway, you're pretty far away. The town is split into 2. Oh. Dude, I still have fatigue. I guess this house? What are you? You're a tier 2. I think most people are going to split before they try to do this level anyway, so yeah, why not? Let me go ahead and make a box. I'm not carrying everything inside. There we go. Where's your entrance at? Oh, there's a dog in here. I take it you got a broken leg. Richie, if you go in here, you're gonna die, dude. There's a dog in there. Do I have the stuff to make a splint? I need a little bit more cloth. The Frost Princess can sing your villain song? Yeah, that would be awesome. After a fart on Taco Tuesday, just let it go. Oh my god. Yeah, that seems kind of messy. That seems like a messy idea right there. Splint, I also need the wood. And more cloth. Never mind. I don't even have enough for that. Okay. Oh my god. Cool. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh. Please do. Don't stop me at 1. Thank you. Now the fatigue is gone. I was going to say, don't leave me at 1 health. That would suck. Ah. It's literally in their namesake? Yeah, I guess so. Make you pay for fun. That's not okay. It's not okay. Just want to say, with someone... Bitrate was chunky over here. Just wanted to say, someone with 13k hours in the game since Alpha 11, I'm 1000% behind your thoughts on the game at the moment. Well, at least I'm not the only one. I'll be honest with you. There was like this... I was actually thinking about it earlier whenever I was debating certain things, because there's been a lot of debating going on having to do with my channel. So I was sitting here thinking at the very beginning of this version, during Streamer Weekend, actually. I mean, we didn't even get to the full version that was released for everybody, but during that weekend, I felt like there was this... I don't even know what to call it. It was like this disassociation that my brain was doing, because I was playing it and I was reading the patch notes and everything. And I was like, this is crap. This is a big pile of crap on top of the crap that was already there. And I don't mean to crap on the game specifically, but what I'm saying is it's been a year since we had an update. And they spent a year working on an update that, first off, nobody wanted. nobody asked for, that everybody has turned off already in their games. And then even after, what was it? It was a full year. It was alpha... They were adverting for Alpha 22. They were actually showing the up-and-coming stuff in Alpha 22. So we were in Alpha 21. They were talking about armor that had special abilities. And even back then, there was a huge voice in the community saying, this is not what we want. This is a survival game. You can't just put magical armor in a survival game. And they waited till the 4 version came out and did it anyway. Like, they weren't really paying attention to what anybody was saying about the game. They just did it anyway. Which, I mean, yeah, it's your game. I guess you can make it however you want to, but if you're going to advertise as a sandbox survival, deliver a sandbox survival. If you're not actually going to do that, then the page on Steam actually needs to be changed, because it's not a sandbox survival. If you're going to govern how people are supposed to play it, it's not a sandbox survival. Those are, it's a mislabeling. So trying to gauge other people's reactions to what I was seeing in the game, and I was like, there's like this whole disassociation. I was like, are people really excited about this, or are they just being really, really nice? You know, saying it's cool, we've got an update. I know, of course, there were a whole lot of new people coming in from consoles, and they were just happy to have a version of the game, period, updated. And they were all excited that they had one. So they had this influx of new money come in, and fresh new faces who had no idea what the rest of us have gone through since the console version of it. And I just felt like, I don't know, like somehow or another I was the only one in the world who felt this way. Aside from maybe a couple of people that were talking during the streams and stuff like that, I felt like maybe I was overreacting, that this was a me thing, that just because the game isn't coming out the way I want it, I was not liking it.
Buddy, you look thirsty.
Thank you for that sound hydration.
Why don't you get hydrated?
Listening to the weekly rant? I am sorry, Chaplain. I'm venting. Yeah, alright. I'll stop. There's a dead zombie on the floor. Can you rage quit a game in the middle of a stream? Now I get one? Yeah, exactly. The game just knows when you don't need it, that's when you get it. After I died, after dealing with that fatigue for probably almost an hour, I finally die. It's gone, and now I get the vitamin. Group hug. Hey, watch those heads sprint. You pull everybody in for a hug. Hands go places, I guess. You know, yeah, I know, but I said I wasn't going to vent. It's just, all of the crap just came back during stream, from the streamer weekend to that. It's just, let's just pop open some doors and start whacking some zombies. Anyway, what I was just getting at was because I was seeing comments in Discords and on streams that were like, hey, this is cool, I'm so excited, and just felt like I was kind of alone in my whole, you're excited for a fresh load of poop. Okay, cool. So, anyway. Hello? Oh, that's how you're actually supposed to go around. The climbing animation still? Yes. Sexy and sophisticated. Obviously. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of here, too. Ah. Yes, you can rage quit in the middle of and blame it on your internet going out or some random southern storm. No, I would just turn it off and go play a game that was actually worth playing. Not that I don't... God, that's bad. Anyway. Not precisely what I meant, but I think you catch the gist of what I was feeling, but not necessarily how I meant it. You mean the running in place while stopping on a ladder? Yes, that's the sexy movement we're talking about there. That's why we make mods? Yeah, seriously though. Mods are not supposed to fix a broken game. They're supposed to make a good game better. Or make a decent game more playable. Not fix a broken game. It'd be like going to McDonald's and someone handing you a burger and like you've got a patty over here and the bread's spread out and all of the ketchup and everything's around it and they just hand it to you. And you're like, I don't like that. That's not the way I ordered it. And you're like, well, I can just give it to this random person who's a fan of our company and they can fix it for you for free. That's an abuse of your fan base, as far as I'm concerned. Who the heck? Just imagine it. What game is that? Oblivion? That you got that little blonde-headed dude that follows you around because he's your biggest fan? What happens if you just go up and start slapping the crap out of him? Where is that at? Is it the basement? Okay, I don't see him outside. Basement. Oh, hey! You're not who I was looking for.
What's up?
Just Spitter in the attic? Oh, he's in the attic. Okay, well, that makes sense that I couldn't tell where he was at, then. That's a Bethesda rant as well? Yes, it is. Any gaming company that just announces, without any guile whatsoever, says the modding community will fix it, and they actually mean it, I don't think that that company deserves to be a company anymore because you're expecting people who are just fans of your game who are doing it for free to fix the things you knowingly are leaving broken. Like the Fallout 4 patch. You can't play the game and any other mods without the Fallout 4 patch because the Fallout 4 patch actually fixed not just random, you know, odd mods. It fixes a main game quest line. How did they never fix that? Hi Richie, welcome back. Is he upstairs? Still? Not over there. Oh, hi! Okay. Is he dead yet? That's all of my ammo. That was it. Modders fixed many of the bugs and the glitches in the game raw engine way back in Fallout 3, and yet Fallout 76 had the same bugs and glitches, and so did the space one. Yeah, because they never went back and fixed their engine, even though they were told for a longest time that they needed to fix their engine. They're just like, no, because then they're gonna have to retrain a whole bunch of people. It's like, then train them? If it was any other job, and you didn't train somebody the right way, what do? Train them? Properly? Fix it? Okay. Just keep going through that, yeah? Go back and do it again. I don't think he was actually fully in it, though. Dadgummit. How many folks go to McDonald's, get a burger, it's not right, and they have them remake the burger? And the employee either gets fired or retrained on how to do it properly. How is this any different? I don't even understand. I guess that's the reason why indie developers are doing so well nowadays, is because of that exact same circumstance exists. So let me check this food right quick. Ugh, and gross meat. Ow. All I can say is when they shifted the focus to make like a 1.0 update for console players, the game shifted in a way that they said they would do versus what they do. That's the stuff I'm talking about. He's wrecked like all of the loot. That does not make... That... Yes, he did. He sat up there and broke all of it. Bring the modders into the train and let them fix their broken stuff. Pay for the external console. No, Ton, they're not going to do that. They're going to take all of the cool things and implement them in the game and make sure... I'm sorry, but the whole Twitch integration was a mod. And the Fun Pimps are now... Not only did they get the idea, they are now also making money off of that idea. And as far as I know, the person who originally made the mod got no compensation for it. And there are other things, sad to say, that are the same way. The good ideas get absorbed. Which that's fine, so long as you give credit and compensation. There's no problem with that. Whenever those don't happen, that's an issue. And saying modders are going to fix it and then you don't compensate and don't give credit, that's an abuse of your fan base as far as I'm concerned. Who has a tier 2 quest already? Is one listed as a tier 2 quest? I don't see a tier 2 quest on here. It's a serious troll of the mutated zombie. Yes, it is. We're not seeing the AGF HUD. Yes, it is. I'm on my tall soapbox again, looking down on the little people. I'm not looking down on the little people. Heck, I'm not even really on a soapbox. I'm basically standing on level ground with way... As far as I can tell, aside from the few people who like to... How do I say this? They either don't actually play the game, and they're sucking up, hoping some way or another they'll get a tithing offering of some sort. Probably a raid or something like that from Prime, or hoping to get some token of pat on the head from a gaming dev. Or people who are brand new to the game, or people who are from console and just happy to be included again. Aside from that group, I don't know of very many people who've been playing the game for a few years that are excited about this update, or the changes that have been made. So I think I'm just like on level field with this. Every time I read someone say, all the stuff in this update is cool, these armors are great, and such as that, I just feel like... You're really deep-throating it, aren't you? I mean, like, just went all in on it, right? I bet you didn't even get paid for that. There's a word for that, you know? That's really all I can think, and that's like the nicest way I can phrase that, and that was as ambiguous as I possibly could be about it. Is he still alive? What are you breaking? Or who are you fighting? Oh, basement people, probably. I got distracted. I stopped killing basement people. Not bad. I didn't just get here at the end after you'd already done everything, did I? I think I did. Yep. Yep. Okay. Attica it is. This is going to be a little bit complicated because of how many levels you have to go up in order to get up here. I know as a mod author, they can anything that I write, they can automatically take it without any credit. Something that we can set from the start. Exactly. I get that. I totally get that. If you're modding the game, it's still their game. You're just giving them ideas, especially if you're doing it while the game is still in development. I get that. But as a modder, for you to hear them say that the modders will fix it, does that make you want to continue modding? I'm not saying that you're going to stop modding, because people who started modding a long time ago are probably not going to stop anytime soon. They're probably going to continue doing it because they want to. But to hear a dev just idly say, if such and such is a thing, then modders can fix it. Does that make you feel better, recognized? And then knowing that they say that, and then they might actually take your idea, put it into their game with no compensation of any sort after they said... It would be like, okay, the burger situation, the burger, the burger, the patty, the bun open, squished on top of the thing, maybe the pickles are over here, ripped up, nasty, slimy, the mustard and everything's over here, and somebody gives it to you, and you're like, I didn't order that, that's not what I want, and that actually kind of looks gross. It's like, okay, well, this person over here will fix it. Well, that person picks it up and says, this is supposed to be a burger, so I'm going to put the burger together. I'm going to put the pickles on it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get some better pickles because pickles make the burger. I'm going to put it together, and it's beautiful. Here's you a perfect... And then the person who originally made the burger, sort of, comes back over, grabs the burger, and says, oh, this is beautiful. Here you go. How would that make you feel? I mean, I'm getting into a whole lot of feels, but, I mean, damn. It's like the boss at work that takes your idea to the big boss and says it's theirs, It's the same kind of creepy vibe. And I'm not saying that they've done that. I'm just saying if that were the case, how does that play out, It's a bit sleazy. Just my opinion on it, it's sleazy. You don't mind the storms? I wish they didn't last as long. Not a fan of the biome badge. I like the storms. The storms I really and truly like. I think that we should have things that allow you temporary coverage during the storms or partial coverage. Like if you're out and about, this is all of the recent changes go hand in hand on how they mess up the situation. So I'm just gonna idly go as if it happens. If you were playing the game and a storm happens, like the smoke storm, if you were to have a bandana or something like that and put it over your mouth, it would negate part of the damage you would normally take, and you could ride. You would still take damage, and you would still have to hurry to get where you're at, but the mechanic would make more sense. So instead of being stuck inside permanently, it might just be a matter of, well, if I have the extra crafting stuff, I can just make a few bandages and reapply them and compensate with a bit of health, and now I can survive a storm. In a survival situation, you find ways to survive storms. If it's like the desert, I have to drink smoothies, I have to wear clothing that is fit for the desert, and maybe it doesn't completely negate the damage, but your stamina is really low. So if you get into a fight, there's a problem. But you still don't get stuck in a position. You can still, like, bike to your house, continue on back to the trader, something like that, Where there's damage, but not so much that you can't go out. You still want to do it, but I don't think it should be like you can just ignore that the storm is going on. There has to be some sort of survival aspect to it. Burgers? Yeah, no kidding. A burger does sound good, doesn't it? A Burger King burger. Flame broiled. We don't have a whole lot of really good burger places in town. Need a bucket of chicken with only bones? Oh, no, so we can pass it and frame. No. That's a fair point, but I would love for this game to become what I know it could be, and I am hoping that someday the Fun Pimps will see us modders keep adding the same things back into their game and realize that people want it. For example, Learn by Doing. So many of us have added it back into our mods. Exactly. A lot of people have been begging for, at the very least, some sort of a marriage between the Learn by Doing and the books. Because honestly, looking through boxes and boxes and boxes, and the only thing you can get excited about is your 50th book of the same series, it's boring looting. It's not fun. A bandana is something you can craft right at the start, though, so of course the Fun Pimps couldn't have it where you could do that. But the thing is if the bandana can be crafted, but it only partially works enough for you to get to some other place. Like, I got stuck between the border of two places during a storm, and I couldn't survive the storm, and I couldn't survive the biome that I was going into. I had to pull a minecraft out of all the things to have to go back to, is pull a minecraft and dig underneath the ground. If there was a chance I was going to be making a long trip through this biome and this biome, what are the precautions as a survivalist would I do? Well, if it's the burned biome, I'd probably take a couple of extra bandanas. If I was going to be going into the desert, I'd probably take a couple of extra, like, ice drinks and make not a parka. What was I supposed to say? A parka. What's the word? I just went blank, but you know what I'm talking about. The point is if you know you're going to those biomes, the act of preparing for going into those biomes in a way that is immersive is survival. The act of preparing to go into a biome by drinking potions and fighting mythical creatures that should not exist in a zombie apocalypse and earning a badge is not immersive. Yes, a sombrero. Yes, that'll work. It was so much more immersive. I was sitting there watching him play Alpha 16, and I had nostalgia for a version I didn't even get a chance to play. You could take the fireman gear? Yeah. But I can guarantee you, whenever they do finally release that DLC fireman outfit, it's probably not going to give you any sort of help in that biome at all. You're currently playing Alpha 16? That'd be nice. I was watching a dude playing Alpha 16 because it was recommended to him, and I just had now nostalgia for that style of survival. Maybe not necessarily Alpha 16, but it's like he was in the desert and his character overheated and he got slower and slower. His stamina was draining and he couldn't move as much, and then suddenly his health started getting affected, and he was looking for any way to try and cool down. He was even veering off into other biomes trying to find a way to cool his character off, and I'm like, I deep down miss that. Put that in my veins, please. Not even joking on that. The desert is so rough. The desert has been rough. I did not realize, whenever I saw the mummy, I'm just not going to call him anything else, he's the mummy. When I saw that he was spitting the bugs out, I was like, okay, a little bit of a slowdown or whatever, but those bugs have got like a high, what is it, a high hit rate? Like, they hit you 20 times at one time. And all of their shots have a chance for a critical damage. How are you supposed to get away from that? And now they have like this stealth thing going on with them. Like, they're slightly invisible until you get close to them, or they pop in and out of existence until you get close to them. It's really weird. Don't get me wrong, I like the fact that I am concerned about going into the desert. I think there is a bit too much ease as far as difficulty level goes, the progression of difficulty. The concept of a creature that you're worried about is cool. A plague spitter, I'm not so sure actually fits the genre, though, is what I'm saying. Just like a frost claw, I don't think fits the genre either. So... That's a mine. Nobody touched that. The desert is rough. You have to have the right clothing and drink the yuccas. Yes. DPS BS. Yeah, and it's not like we didn't have a DPS problem with the other zombies because they have a... Their attack animation is not always on par with their actual attacks. Like, you could hit them backwards. There for a minute, I was actually thinking this version had fixed it because I hadn't seen it happen. And then it just happened to me a second ago on the roof. Like, he's falling backwards and somehow or another he still gets me hit, even though his arms aren't up. It's like, okay, just because he's got a certain amount of attacks per second or whatever, if his animation stops him, he should not get the hit off anyway. So if you're doing that with insects, I'm sure it's perfectly aligned. That bug leg or mouth or whatever was definitely where you thought it was. Whatever. Anyway. Stun locking, yeah, exactly. And it's not just the stun locking, it's also just the immediately critical damage. A bug should not be able to do that much critical damage. Yes, if you get stung 500 times, a lot of humans would probably die from a bee sting. Just because of the buildup of it. But just like 3 stings, you're not going to die unless you're allergic to it. And since we're not actually doing a variation where we get scenarios where your character had this previous job according to the apocalypse or whatever, and because of this you have to choose like a certain amount of points that your character can have, and your character was a fireman, but because you have a fireman you get a lot of points towards some of this. In order to get your points down, you pick out something that your character's bad at, like your character smokes and he's allergic to bees. Suddenly you get stung by bees and you're taking extra damage because of it. That's more like Project Zomboid type of stuff. So unless we're going to that, there's no reason why the bees should cause critical damage. I think the issue is because the bees are on the same thing as like normal bad guys, they stack critical damage, but they get a whole lot more hits per second, so their chance of doing critical damage or causing an infection is way higher than any zombie should do just because the amount of times they can hit you. Sleeping bag. If the bugs hit, it's an instant infection. Yeah, that should not be a thing. That shouldn't be. It kind of makes sense. It's a cursed mummy thing. Yeah, but it's zombie apocalypse with a cursed mummy and a frost troll doesn't really jive with me anyway. If they wanted to make an infected beekeeper with a full bee garb, you know, like the bee outfit, and they put bees in stumps and had a zombie with a bee outfit that spit bees, that would have been cool. Let me get the mummy. Okay, I'm gonna take this out too. And the whole thing would have like meshed together perfectly, you know? Whenever you put things together and mesh them together, it creates the lure and makes it more immersive. Just stick a mummy in there, unless you're gonna put a museum in the game where the mummy came from with some weird science lab underneath it. The mummy doesn't fit. They seem to program with a hit with 0 animation that breaks to stop them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they kind of do the same sort of movements, the irritating movements of some of the vultures. I'm getting all of the cloth and everything. I'm stripping this house. Wow. Wow. House stripper? Instead of house flipper. Next on the porn channel. Oh, good lord. It's like the vomit break your limbs, but yeah, I never believed that the vomit should break your limbs either. That seemed completely stupid to me. Now, if the vomit is a creative an acid or something like that that might cause bleeding, I would understand that, but breaking a limb never made sense. Takes time to work, it should have the burn effect. Yeah, a burn effect would work. Similar to, not similar to fire, because fire would kind of get cannibalized by doing that, but more like a radiation type of burn. Maybe. I think acid would work similar to that. But gradually do the limbs and can be washed off, like if you were to run into water. If they were to make that a factor. If you're on fire. Wasn't there a version where if you were on fire, you got in water and you were no longer on fire? Does that still work, or is that... I thought that was taken out at one point. I don't know if it was brought back. And there's always a zombie that's just like the Dead Rising 3. Yeah. You got a mummy and now you also need a daddy? Yeah, no. 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 Neckbeard daddy. Isn't that fluffy? They're just a reskin of the vulture? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Vomit should work on armor primarily. Yeah? It should degrade your armor. And if your armor's not fully broken, it shouldn't work. Not that our armor covers us from head to toe, but, you know. Should definitely do more damage to armor, you know? I'll take up... I guess this section over here. Am I gonna put in a land claim block? No, I don't think so. Our bedroll should keep bad guys out of it. Land climb might make it weird whenever we start laying down workbenches and stuff. If anybody needs to pick up a workbench, we'll probably have to lay one down.
Donkey!
Thank you, Richie. Okie dokie, Don. Enjoy the foods. Front of house? Front of house. Thank you, Richie, for those bits. I appreciate. See, what I love is being able to talk to you guys about the issues I have with the game, because we can sit here and come up with ideas of things that would do better, work better in its place, or something like that. It's a little less frustrating, you know? It's like I bring my concerns to you guys and you're like, well, what if we did it this way? Or what if it was done this way? Or something like that. And it's like, yes, yes, that makes more sense. The Fun Pimp should definitely listen to our stream, get these ideas, and make the game better. They're not going to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys that. It's not going to happen. But, it'd be awesome if it did. If the vomit could break limbs, I'd say in the vomit it was solid like stone, but not being a liquid and still breaks bones. And it's also the fact that now you can't stop the cop from vomiting unless you can stun it before it happens. You know, it used to be if you catch it in its animation, you could stop it from doing it. Now the vomit happens regardless. If it starts its animation, it's going to happen. Same with the plague spitter. They negated that. You can't combat it. It's like, no, we didn't like the fact that you could stop the... They negated that. You can't combat it. It's like... That you could stop... Initiate the animation. How many people on low level can actually stun lock a cop? There we go. Stream just came back. Thank you. That seemed like it was pretty quick. We apparently have like some sort of a... Sorry. We do apparently have storms that are going on near our area, just they're not close enough, so, I mean, there could always be the chance of outages just randomly from a random storm going close enough to one of the places where I have servers. But nothing I can do about that, I guess. It will happen if it happens. I was trying to record and then edit, and during my editing process, we had a storm that lasted like 0.2 seconds and flickered my power yesterday. So... I guess I probably should make a couple of bandages just to stop bleeding. Yeah, why? Not that. Peace. The box is full. Durr. Power grid is very old. Honestly, it's amazing how well it works. Our power grid is... It sucks. Yeah, I would say the shocking fact is that it still works at all. How many power poles we have that are just kind of leaning? Just leaning. What, kitty? Just realized I got 4 water. For some reason I was like, I should make some tea. I can't do that yet. Because the ancient art, the absolutely ancient art of making tea is lost on the generation that became part of the apocalypse. Okay, everything is fixed. Do I go ahead and make some iron arrows? I've got 25 of them. I think I'll wait because I should be able to get the forge. Need 3 more. After a little while, and then I'll be able to keep up with being able to make some more of those. So, get off of the ladder. You make instrumentation for the grid, seen some scary things? Oh, good lord. I don't even want to think about that. Typically, if you're an individual who works behind the scenes of something, the scary stories you could tell about the stuff and things that should not be going on. Or things that work the way that they do, and that they definitely should not. Let's do... that. I did not get enough. Just make it where the zombies can't get all the way upstairs, you know? If you take a look at some of the younger among us, breathing wasn't automatic, they would die. Oh, that's true. That's very true. Did I get my hat yesterday? No, I tried to. It didn't happen. After seeing it in person, I'm kind of glad I didn't. At least I don't think I did. I don't know how to check that either. Ah, see, I didn't get it. While I was recording yesterday, I had a whole lot of issues with my PC, crashing a desktop, and then the editing software freezing. So when I stopped my stream, I stopped my recording, I turned off my PC to let it cool down so I could blow it out, just in case it, overheated or something, because it has been very, very hot the last couple of days. I thought maybe that would just help. And I was working on my edit, and then the stream started up, and I was like, well, at the very least, I can watch the stream. Maybe the game will surprise me. Didn't. But I was like, okay, I'll get the pimp hat, I reckon. But I was signed in on the other PC, and I don't have my Twitch attached to that PC. So after I got done blowing out this PC, getting it turned back on, and getting the audio situated, because apparently if you had it too high, you could definitely hear the echo that was going on, but if you didn't have it high enough, you couldn't hear what was being said. Some sort of happy medium there. By the time I got all that stuff sorted, the giveaway was already done. It took you 3 tries, but you're pimping now? Okay. I didn't realize the thing was still going on, so...
Emotional damage!
Yup. Definitely emotional damage. Ew. Should I... The staircase is gonna drive me nuts. I can feel it. Lots of audio problems, yeah. It was kind of funny in my video when I was talking about the dev stream and stuff like that. I was recommending that they put a place together at the office, have everybody show up, have proper microphones, and have the full setup there. And it looks like they actually did. The problem was they didn't find out whether or not the microphones were going to work before they pressed stream. Not sure if it's because all of the... Dadgummit, voice, work with me. I did a lot of extra recording. My voice is going again. I don't know if it's because some of them were dead, or if it's because they didn't set it up for the lapel mics to actually read properly, or what. They were in a different office. They were up in Canada for that stream. Oh, you could hear something. I couldn't even hear that. I had no idea. Why were they in Canada? Dayhawk, thank you for the emotional damage. After an hour of watching, I only got to 86. I watched for a good majority of it. I really think that the timer was wrong. By the end of it, I think I was at like 93% or something like that, so I didn't get it. Because it's a different developer actually making the game, not the Fun Pimps. Oh. Okay. Someone should have tested it out an hour or so. Something. Yet again? Need stone. I have to go outside because I unlocked myself out of the ceiling. Well, I've said that about their audio before. There should be like an audio. Heck, a boom microphone would work great for that situation. They'd only need one. It always seemed odd to me that there were streamers and gamers amongst them and they could never get the setup right. It was just odd. I ain't saying I've got the perfect stream because we have glitches all the time, but my goodness, dude. If you can't do a live stream, do a video. You know? Do a video with decent production. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't have, like, the internet to stream or the setup to stream or whatever, and they just choose to do videos. It's no shame in it. Just do videos. You know? If you want to answer questions, put out a poll on X or forums or something like that and get a whole bunch of questions ahead of time and have them do that in the video. You could do that. I don't know, my character's gonna die of food and water and I'm stuck downstairs. The stream kind of type typifies how the fun pimps generally do things, fly by the seat of your pants. Yeah. "9 p.m. for England tonight for stream on Twitch." Is somebody else doing another stream for it? I think I remember seeing Capo say something about other streams, but he had no idea which ones because somebody had asked him on X, but the Fun Pimps haven't put any information out. It's a partial wall. Early game stamina. You love to hate it. Why? You totally missed a stream for the hat, but I was like, since they did the stream at like 4 in the afternoon. Had to set an alarm. I was in the middle of working on other things and almost forgot about it. Like I said, I was blowing the PC out because the PC had been acting stupid all day. It was such a rough recording session between my normal doing dumb things, trying to record extra, and then 7 days crashing a desktop, and then my recording software for some reason or another just freezing up randomly. It was bad. It was such a bad time. So by the time it got to stream time, I was totally not paying attention. Okay. I mean, I do need water, but do I use more water? I think I wait. I think I wait. It's a nice view we have here. Okay, I'm gonna take 5 seconds and run to the restroom and grab me something fresh. My throat's doing the thing again. A free hat is awesome. I thought for you as a streamer you get it for free. I don't accept free gifts from devs. It's against my policy. Basically, I don't have any of the DLC stuff. I have none of the DLC stuff. It's all still locked. I don't have any of that. If I am watching the stream and it's a drop, I will take that, but no, you don't just get it for free. Heck, I think even the people who do content did not get that particular thing for free. I think it was still just watch it and you get it. For the skills, how about you do things, fighting, mining, etc. You get progression for doing that. For building stuff, you need schematics to be able to make it. E.g., each vehicle has a schematic, so you actually get the 4x4 before you get the bike. Yeah, that makes sense to me. It definitely makes sense to me. I will be right back. Let me grab something to drink. feel like I need to clarify something that I said before I walked in there. I said I won't accept things from devs that for free. Let me rephrase how I said that. Developers typically give you things so you can show it off for other people. It's understandable, it's how a lot of stuff happens, but my concern is the thing that you are showing off to viewers, to customers, to whatever, if the thing that you are showing off is something that you agree with, that's fine. If it is not something that you agree with, say for instance, I don't know, let me think. If I was going to bring a coffee brand to you, or something like that, and the coffee brand was sketchy AF. I mean, like, it's practically like guano, coal, and wood mixed together, and it's in a bag, and I was advertising it. And they gave me a free bag, and I was advertising it to you guys. That would be dumb. I mean, like, first off, I don't like the product. I don't think you guys are going to like the product. The price of the product is ridiculous, or something like that. If I don't agree with the thing that I am showing off or endorsing... The Experience Network, thank you so much for the follow! Thank you, thank you. If I don't agree with the thing that I am bringing to you, and make no mistake, the people who are wearing those outfits are advertising that, then that doesn't make me good. It doesn't matter if I got it for free. The fact is I'm showing it to you guys as if you should go out and get it. And I don't agree with that. So I did not get it, because I will not advertise for something that I do not agree with. Cooking pot. Cooking grill. I have a cooking pot. Does Richie have a cooking pot? Yeah, he has a cooking pot too. But thank you. Stealthy. Has anyone seen water in the game yet? You haven't seen any murky water. I have found 4 out of all the stuff that I did. Including clearing this building for us to live in, I have found 4. Are you dehydrated? Here. Shawoodle said something similar the other day. He doesn't do free because it's not really free. Yeah, exactly. The content creators were allowed to get the DLC as long as they put out a video showing off the DLC, which is advertisement. I don't believe in the price of the DLC. I don't like the price comparison. I didn't like the way that it was advertised as a DLC, a new DLC, and these outfits were actually promised to come out whenever the new body model came out. Yuka Seeds. When the new body models came out, those were a couple of the outfits that were shown off that we were supposed to just get in the game. And now they're being sold as DLC, so the whole thing was like, I'm not advertising something like that. I'm not. And I don't want it in my game. If I was going to go buy one of the outfits because I really wanted the outfit, that would be one thing. But I'm not going to get a free outfit and show it to everybody and say, like, you should definitely go buy the DLC. It's so worth it, when I didn't even pay for it. That would... No. So, yeah, I'm not doing it. Do I ever buy DLC in video games? Yes. Outlast Trials. I have bought 3 DLCs. I appreciate the game. I like the fact that the developer is in with the community. I like the updates that they had. They stay in Communicado. They do great storyline. They stay in... their theme is on par with their brand. they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. I don't mind contributing to that company by buying DLC. In this particular case, it's just the opposite. So, it's just the opposite. Now, should we ever veer back around to where they're doing the promise stuff and they're actually keeping on top of their updates, I'll reconsider. I can't say that that won't happen. I don't know. They might. Eventually. One of these days. I don't know why, but I feel like the POI right there, the aesthetic goes hard. I don't know why, it's just very goth. Very goth. Can we go out and play it? It's so dark. I don't think I have... Yeah, I definitely don't have enough stuff to make any farm plots. Oh well. Not that there's a good place to put them in here. Yeah, the roof might be a good place. I just want to look at this POI unobstructed. There we go. Awesome. So I am kind of curious about whether or not all of these DLCs, the reskins that they're talking about bringing out for Blood Moons, if they're also going to be bringing those skins or variations thereof to 7 days. And this is going to wind up being a create content for this one and it goes over here, create content for this one and it goes over here type of situation. Because I'm sad to say that even if they priced it at like $20, there's probably going to be people who would buy the skin of... not the skin. That's disturbing to say it that way, the skin of Jen. If people were selling the outfit that Jen wears for their character, I can imagine there are going to be people out there that buy it $20 for Jen's outfit. And probably buy it for both games if they were playing both games. The freaking Aussie waifu took a tour of the cemetery. If you could get the skin of Jen, you would buy the DLC? Oh, good lord. Yeah, I think there'd be a lot of people out there buying that one, sad to say. Heck, if they were to put out the skin of Wrecked, well, not the skin, but the outfit of Wrecked or something like that, people would probably buy it. Any of the traders, I think they would buy it. Just for nostalgia reasons. Sadly. Even if they overcharged for it. I'm seriously dehydrated again. I still haven't spent my points. That might be part of my problem. Let me do something about that. Have I gotten... Oh, jeez. Okay, let me see. Obviously, we are going to need... Iron Gut. Cardio. Pain tolerance. Advanced engineering. I think I focus on just those areas and try to immediately get my workbenches and the vehicles as quickly as possible. And running gun. There we go. I know I am being a typical guy saying this, but Jen is the best looking NPC to look at. Yeah, because it's the only one that they cared whether or not she was nice to look at. I'm a female that would love for us to have a sexy dude trader. That's just me. I'm with you on the nut backing into the game, but this is the best survival game ever, and this is to give it free. I must give it a try. It's just pixels on a screen. Yeah, Sandy. That's absolutely awesome. You are the driving force behind the fun pimps, and I applaud you. Trader Liz. Oh, Lord. Specializing in food grown from her garden, also sells a bucket of chicken. Oh, no. Bob not doing it for you? They turned Bob from a biker into the creepy guy at the kids' park. He could have been awesome looking, and they just messed him up. Lacey's not got the yellow eyes no more? Remember how strange Bob was in Alpha 16? I don't think I remember Alpha 16 Bob. All I know is they could have turned him into a cool biker-looking dude, and they just made him odd. Made him very weird. I am Gracie! Welcome!
They're here.
I honestly thought they would change Bob in a thick 44. No, they made him a flag. I think a lot of people were asking for a thick 44 trader of some sort, even if they didn't use one of their other characters, because if I'm not mistaken, a lot of their traders represent somebody either to one of the people who work there or are one of the people who work there. Like, Trader Jen is supposed to be one of the developers' wives or something like that. Lizard in a human skin Bob. Well, Lizard in a human skin Bob is better than Creepy Bob. This is Creepy Bob. If they made Brett a trader, all of the food would be laced with nuclear material, and if we made Chaplin a trader, he would sell stuff and then kill you. So, oh my god. Oh man. And what would your trader be, Reaper? Customer walks in the building and a trap opens at the door. The traders were started on Alpha 15. Oh, really? Are we at daytime yet? What time does daytime start? Is it 1? It's almost there. Freaking Aussie waifu has been touring the graveyard all night. Now she's slowly making her way home. Go home, you're drunk! Oh no, she's stuck, guys. She's in the middle of the street. She's never gonna make it home. I'm already at the point where I need food again. Reaper's trader would be Bam. Oh lord. 21 and older to enter. That's all I'd say. So you're gonna have the post-apocalyptic strip club. It's about daytime. Or should be about daytime with the time change we've got on here. It's gotta be close, right? If any place needs a strip club, it's this. Oh, Lord. If we're going to be sold a fantasy of a game and a fantasy game, might as well create a place where fantasies are made. Did she actually go home? No, she's over there hanging out by the trailer. Nope, that is not daytime. Okay. What time does the trader open? It's supposed to be opening at 4. Oh, man. Ugh. I think a lot of us miss the stripper horde. I'll be honest with you, I don't necessarily miss the stripper. The stripper made sense, but I don't miss the stripper. I think the new Maryland that we have is a whole lot more elegant and sexy, in my opinion. But I understood the stripper. She makes way more sense than a mummy and a troll. You caved, you purchased one of the DLCs. I'm not going to here to shame you for buying one of the DLCs. You miss the old nurse? I always felt like somebody put a lot more time into that old stripper graphics. Yeah, it did seem like she was the best made of all of the zombies back then. I wonder which dev wife that was. I don't think we ever got the 411 on that one. I can understand why people would buy one of the DLCs if you thought it was a good price and wanted to get one. That's completely up to you. I didn't think they were well priced and they were supposed to be given to us. And I'm just kind of a mind, if you're supposed to get a thing, you're supposed to get a thing. Not have someone gift wrap it a different way. Okay, I think daytime is going to happen at 2. Maybe. I completely changed my character to a female because of that armor they showed up pre-1.0. I was looking forward to it and had a lot of chap lore set aside along with it. Then it just vanished, so when it showed up, I was like, you effers, I want to Chaplain, you can't say you just changed her into a female because of that particular armor. I saw your character in Conan. I had to look away from his character because his jiggly bits would have gotten me demonetized. Guys cannot lie to me that they play female characters so that they can look at the female character. I know better. Exactly, zombie. Exactly. Exactly. So we're getting sidebar ads now, are we? Guess it's somewhat less intrusive. Have those been rolled out? I didn't know that those were rolled out. I guess I haven't actually rolled an ad, even when I went and took a break, so we probably got a pre-roll ad of some sort. You're gonna set up this whole the skirt sister taking revenge for what you did to him? For what I did to the skirt? What I did? First off, I don't know what you mean. Secondly, why would you feel compelled to take revenge for the skirt? Sus. Are you admitting it now after all of this time? You looked under my skirt. Well, you fell over in front of me. I can't help it. I got flashed. It's got that one vertical bar between the video and the chat stream. Yeah, I guess that is less intrusive. Maybe they should have implemented it like 3 years ago. What we did about what he did to us. Yes, exactly. Reaper's fault? What? It might be 2 o'clock. Runs away. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Guys will never be able to fool me. If you're wearing a female skin, it's because you like looking at the female skin. You're not going to fool me. It's not immersive. Night should have ended at midnight. It does not seem to be doing it. You're innocent always? Someone tied you to a chair? What? It's definitely less annoying than interrupting the stream. Yeah, why did they resist that so hard? Knowing that they were playing streams. Now they need to do that for YouTube as well, because YouTube also does the full overlay stream and you miss stuff. It's very annoying. Maybe one of these days, ad folks will be like, you know what? What we want is for people to be able to view our ad, but in the least intrusive way possible, but also still kind of center so they'll actually see it. What do you got? Instead of, I want our ad as big and annoying and long as possible. Some ad people just don't understand what human is. I don't know why they don't understand human. Just like you killed Reaper, you monster? Chaplain, you can't bring up weird old mistakes or something like that to offset people's laser vision on you admitting that you were the skirt. I see what you did there. As opposed to actively hating the advertiser because they interrupted the video and vowing never to buy from them? Yeah, exactly. Good grief. It wasn't you. I don't use rope. I use hand. Runs away. Murder is not a mistake. No. I have a video, Chaplain. I have a video. I think. Actually, after Twitch's purge of everybody's old videos, I may not have a video anymore, so... No, that particular one I edited and put up on YouTube too, so it's backed up somewhere. Deflect, Chaplain, deflect. Exactly. Erasing of evidence? No, I did not erase evidence. I preserved that evidence. And besides, I think the killing of folks went both ways. I seem to remember a whole lot of killing that came from the skirt. A whole lot of deception. When tacos of peace were broken, and snowballs of peace were turned into explosives, and when there were 2 skirts running around. So, yeah. You can't deflect that way. I know better. Snake. I would like a proper snake animation. Can I get that as a DLC? How's about some snake skin? Can we get an anaconda? My anaconda don't want none unless the snake actually acts like a damn snake. How's about that DLC? A lot of flashing when the tacos were broken? No, 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 no. You misunderstand. Someone's gonna get the wrong impression of our streams. In defense, the tacos were alive from the start. Apparently so were the snowballs. Reaper, you put the vodka back up, and while you're there, looking in your closet and stare at that skirt you have hanging in there? Oh no, that sounds like another deflection. Reaper could have only consorted with and copied and helped the skirt if the skirt existed at first. Poor Gray, I'm just trying to give people tacos while everyone was killing each other. Yeah, this is true. This is very true. He was trying to do peace. No always open trader? Yeah, dadgummit. So we got a little while to wait. I'm gonna go smack some plants then. Is this my old stuff? Yeah, I probably should break all this. Some might even say that Reaper was led astray. Not that Reaper needs to be led astray. I guess I could have picked it up, huh? Think I will be passing on the server. I just can't do vanilla 2.0 again. 2.0 again. Big build for me, folks. I build strong build. I'm hoping that there is going to be some sort of stabilization that is going to happen. Hello. How you doing, Kevin? I would assume whenever 2.0 stable, fully stable comes out or whatever. Hopefully. What was that dance move he was trying to do before I knocked him in the head? Plant ninja. Just can't do biome progression again. It's not fun, not even the slightest. I would rather gather a magazine that says loads. Yeah, no kidding. I'm telling you, as soon as I finish my playthrough, I'm turning the biome badges off. Heck, I don't even care if we turn off the badges in the server. I'm okay with it. If anybody wants to do it, I am absolutely okay with turning the badges off. One playthrough with badges is enough for me. And I will finish my playthrough with the daggum badges on. .2 stable came out and went, and it was stable as a house of cards on an earthquake, yeah. You would like to try at least one biome, one playthrough with the badges? Yeah. I don't know how many people are only playing in the server and this is their playthrough. Of course, I have no idea at all how long the server is going to stay stable if you could actually call it a full playthrough if we keep having to restart it. We don't need no stinking badges? Yes, exactly. Ooh. Thank you. Good grief. At least the Purge mod made progression make sense. Yes, it does. There's like 1,000 ways to make progression make sense. I mean, just difficult. If you really want to be technical, just the concept that they are different biomes in survival means that different things are needed to survive in that area. And the fact that this is a foreign concept and it has to be overplayed and overstated that there needs to be a difficulty level is odd to me. That the struggle bus to Strugglesville is real. It's like, I don't know how to make the game harder and make it harder to go into other biomes. They're progressing too fast. How do we fix this? And it was like they were just shooting darts at the wall and it's like, badges! Really? There had to have been at least one noob or one older person who was too busy doing something else or too scared to step up and say, you know, we used to have it where when you went into this biome, you had to have this stuff. And then someone's like, no, you're not allowed to say that they need a coat. We need magical armor so we can sell DLC. We can't sell them survival. We have to sell them DLC. And that's what it is. I have like this huge fear that they actually have a suit in charge. And by a suit, I mean like every major AAA company, there's somebody in finance that is trying really hard to corrupt the entire company into being focused on finance instead of delivering a decent game, which will provide finance. But they're trying to figure out how to twist the life out of the game at the same time, twist as much money out of the pocket of the player as they can, and if they can't twist both of those, then they're not happy, so they suck the life out of both sides of it. And I feel like there has to be at least one person that is doing that at the Fun Pimps because it just seems to have taken a weird turn. Like, it just does not even make sense. How do you... Forgive me, but how do you fuck up survival that bad that you used to have it in the game and then you take it back out? And wonder why people aren't happy about it. And I don't understand it. It's like there has to be somebody who's doing that. It's an active corruption of the game. What the end goal is, I don't know, but it's an active corruption of the game. Bethesda. Yeah, Bethesda's one of them. Yeah, Bethesda is one of them that is corrupted. Every single AAA gaming company has got a suit in charge that is milking the game. And the problem is the company doesn't realize they're being milked. Case in point, which game was it? Ubisoft or something like that? Basically, they are putting out all of these trash games nobody wants. They spend tons of money doing it. And they do all of this and it tanks the company. The stock goes down. You know, somebody's making some money off of that, and then they sell part of the company to, say, the Chinese or something like that. So whoever that stockholder is got their money back, but it crashes the entire studio. People are laid off. Artists go unemployed. Developers get moved on to other projects. The company essentially becomes null and void, and everything is shipped off overseas, but the person who was pocketing that money, whoever it was, the suit is what I refer to it as, made their money from the acquisition by another company. So it doesn't matter to them that they wrecked the entire company, and I feel like that's happening with every AAA gaming company. It's intentional. They're milking the system. They're gaming the system to pull as much money out of it as possible because they're not actually gamers. They're not actually developers. They're Wall Street bros or whatever you call them. And I think they're in charge of a lot of it. And I feel like, just deep down, I feel like even though the Fun Pimps aren't a AAA gaming company, they have one in their midst. Someone's making these choices. and they're selling it to the developers somehow. Somehow they're selling this idea of all of this money and all of this coolness, and every gaming company is doing it. They're selling it to them like that. This is what the meta is now. This is how you make the money now. And what they're actually doing is taking them down the same route all of the AAA gaming companies that are drying up have gone already. And they're just walking into it. Just full on walking into it. Ubisoft had a lawsuit won against them recently. What was the lawsuit over? How have I not picked any... How have I not picked any goldenrod? What the heck is even going on here? Where are the goldenrod at, man? I'm almost done. I'm almost out of time for my flower picking frenzy or what the heck? And I can't find none. I'm on a different version than you? Isn't this what the version said in the Discord? Uh, 2.1b7? That's what I got. You're on B9? Well, that's weird. When did that launch? Because the information I've got is this one is running on 7. I passed a huge... Oh no. Well? Dadgummit. It's the version that came out on Monday. That's weird because Tuesday I had 5,000 games update all at the same time. I'm surprised that one didn't update. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. Yeah, mine says B7 up top. The information that Reaper sent me was it's B7. Apparently they're crossing over just fine. Are you having any issues playing though? Whoa. Stamina, please! May get eaten from the ankles first. I also thought at some point or another we were going to get trader teleportation. Wasn't that on the books somewhere? That was the reason why we got the helo pads. When is that coming? Apparently it's not anymore because progression is a thing, right? You just suddenly go to your teleporter or whatever at the traders and popped over to the wasteland and die in 30 seconds? That would suck. Just running the latest on Steam? Well, mine probably just didn't update. And I checked the version number that Reaper sent me, and I was just like, okay, it's the same number I got right there, so I'll just run it. Which means I don't think the server was updated either. Unless somebody ran an update. Okay, well, the trader should be opening soon. Make sure. I know how I am with directions. I'll look at a map and then immediately go in the wrong direction, so let me check and make sure. I'd assume that the teleporter is only active after you max out a trader influence for that trader. Oh my god. That was almost really bad. Oh man. Oh man. My entire body clenched. I'm fine. To open the door. Dude, it's 4 o'clock. Wake up. Why does that have to be 4:05? Is it still that? Is that still the problem? It's the 05. Snooze button? I guess so. The baby stops that creeps back in the opposite direction, yes.
Or get rigged.
Exactly. I would assume if you're opening at 4 o'clock, you're probably waking up at 3:30, maybe hitting snooze one time or another, but not wake up at 4 o'clock, hit the snooze, and then roll out of bed straight up to your desk. It just seems weird. That's a lot of stuff. It's actually worth a pretty decent amount of money to go out just picking flowers if you want to spend your entire day doing that. Ooh, the mausoleum.
Oh, good luck. You better not make me regret this.
It's my specialty to make people regret things. Not really a choice, actually. Easy, how you doing? No, I'm just wondering how many people saw the mine before me and was just waiting for something to happen. Can I please have a skill where I can increase my walking speed? This sucks. So if you broke something or something like that and you get stuck walking at this speed sucks. Can I get a... I want to be able to do a little bit faster walking speed. I want to be able to put perk points into it. We could call it, Stairmaster or something. You know? This is a perk I wouldn't mind investing some points into. I think I've said that before, though. I still need more food. I guess I'll eat that. It's not a whole heck of a lot of food, and we'll get these guys cooking. Power walking perk? Yeah, something. We had that perk. It was called Roadrunner. What version was that? Alpha 16. Alpha 16! We need t-shirts made. Bring back Alpha 16. Justice for Alpha 16. Something. That is ridiculous. Out of all the things I can think of that I want to be able to do, a perk that makes sense for the apocalypse or something like that, aside from, you know, perks that we don't have anymore that would make sense if other features were brought back in, such as the temperature issue that we used to have, but the temperature was no longer a problem anymore. a perk that allows you just to be able to walk faster. Seems like an absolute respect of a player's time, but I don't think that that respect exists anymore. No respect. I am out of water, aren't I? Yes. And we are out of time, too. Want me to just shut the server down and make Alpha 16 then? No, no. Hey, maybe at some point we do play the mod that brings in some Alpha 16 elements to it at some point. Could be interesting to give it a shot. Alpha 16, always be crafting experience, yes. I distinctly remember one of the things during the dev streams that the Fun Pimps used to tout and brag about was you'll always want to craft something. You'll have reasons for crafting things. You'll always need to be crafting things. You'll always be looking to see, what can I craft tonight? How can I do this? And I'm like, this has existed several times in the past. I know it has in the game. And now it's become, go out and look for books, the 50th of the same book of some sort, so you can make one more extra level. Not go out and do, so you can eventually come home and make better levels. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I am definitely a person like, I am a gardener in real life. The more I garden, the more I know about gardening. Do I also do research on gardening? Heck yeah. And the research that I do and the gardening experience that I have makes me a better gardener. I feel like that aspect is just gone in this game. It's just gone. Period. I feel like that needs to be brought back. Yeah. Don't give them any more bad ideas. Don't worry, I'm sure something will get introduced in version 2.2 where you get a 1% faster walking speed with every 1,000 athletic magazines. No, I do not want a magazine for it. I want it to be a skill that you just perk into. If they want to open up skill trees, I mean, if we're going full RPG, that means learn by doing is back. If you have an athletic skill, the way you train an athletic skill is to do a thing, right? The way you learn acrobatics is you jump. The way you learn how to run faster is you run everywhere. That kind of thing. That's full RPG. If we're going to do magical potions, magical creatures, magical armor, where's our learn by doing? The problem was that crafting it was super easy to get max level bows in like 2 days just by crafting arrows. Yeah, but or you could just not craft that many arrows. If it's a sandbox game, and people want to sit there inside their tiny little room and make 5,000 hammers, let them sit in their tiny room and make 5,000 hammers. Most people are not going to play that game, play that way. They're going to craft hammers whenever they think about it, and then just go on and play the game. Nerfing something because they don't like the way people are doing it makes no sense in a sandbox game. None. It'd be like every single time someone has ever asked me, should the Fun Pimps nerf nerd polling? No. Stop it. Get help. Please, for the love of God. Get help. It's just, in a sandbox game, you should not be nerfing how people are playing because you don't like how they're doing it. Of course, you shouldn't also be turning the game into an RPG. So if we're either sandboxing or we're an RPG, and since they're kind of muddied right now, nothing makes sense anymore because none of it seems right. If you want to go RPG, go full RPG. If you want to go sandbox, full send on that, and people will understand. Right? Choose one. Or a good, proper marriage of both of them could be interesting, but they're not married properly. The sandbox and the RPG aspects, they are not married properly in any way immersive. In Morrowind, we jumped everywhere until we were able to jump 50 feet per bound. Yes, exactly. You jumped everywhere. If you wanted to, for the 5th playthrough that you did, sit in a corner at the first shack that you got there and sneak until the person behind you turns around or doesn't realize that you're there and they get max sneak, that's how you decided to play. You didn't force them how they had to learn how to jump or how they had to learn how to sneak. And that was an RPG. And they still didn't tell you how to do it. In this case, the Fun Pimps are actually telling you how to play their game. They're restricting ways in which you're not allowed to play that way. You're not allowed. Don't do it. You're not allowed to cheese your horde base. If you're cheesing your horde base, we're going to nerf the zombies again for the 30th time. This is an odd relationship, you know? I don't think it's in anyone's best interest to develop a game and then tell people how they're supposed to play it. What happened if Todd actually showed up at your house and said, no, you can't do that. You can't play it that way. You're not allowed. I don't think it's going to work. Made you faster on roads specifically, but they changed that whole cardio thing and it helps with stamina regen. Yeah, but stamina regen just makes you run faster. What happens whenever you break your leg? You're not supposed to run, which they, by the way, may increase how long your leg is broken, but it will no longer kill you. Which is weird that that was taken out. I don't even know what version that was taken out of. I just distinctly remember there was one time I didn't realize my leg was broken and I was running along and realizing it was no longer damaging my health. How many people at like, what was it, Alpha 18, 19? Broke your leg, didn't realize you broke your leg, and jumped a couple of times and just died? You and Izzy pre-built should do a what's wrong with this game stream. I don't know. I've seen Izzy's latest update videos, and he was trying to find positive spins on things, so I think he's trying to get back into the group, but I think most content creators right now feel the same even if they're not voicing it. You might hear like a offhanded comment after they talk about a thing. They'll talk about a thing and it's like, okay, or something like that, but I think underneath all of them feel just as frustrated. And get Liz banned from streamer weekends too. I was honestly considering not participating after this particular stream. I want to be involved in it because, yes, it's cool having people find the channel and everything, but it's like, I can't get into why, because there's actually confidentiality agreements involved in being part of the Fun Pimps creator group, which I guess there probably is with every creator group. You're not allowed to talk about certain things, but there are certain things that happen that I don't agree with, and it weighs on me, so I've seriously considered just not being a part of it anymore. Would it boot me out of Streamer Weekend? Did I work really hard to be involved in Streamer Weekend? Yes, for like 2 years I worked very hard to be part of that. I kind of feel like I'd be happy to just walk away from it. And be able to say what I want to without having to preface this as, I hope I don't get banned. It's a huge tell on how poorly the Fun Pimps take any criticism. According to what we have been told is they appreciate criticism from people who agree with their idea of how the game should be. And as long as any criticism is also accompanied by a fix of some sort. So you can't just say, this particular thing sucks. It actually has to be, this particular thing sucks, and here's my free idea on how you could fix it, that you will ignore. So, cool, I got a level just standing here staring at the mausoleum. What was that? I'm just going to stand here and die. I need to get out of the server because I'm going through my food. I have 2 points, actually. Let me go ahead and use those. I'm going into advanced engineering. I need 4. Intellect tree is still so overpowered because of these, the grease monkey and the advanced engineering, because everybody needs workbenches and everybody wants a vehicle. I still think the skill tree still needs a little work. Not that you can necessarily put vehicles and workbenches over here, But still. Oh my goodness. Every single time. Okay, I'm gonna climb out of that because my character's slowly dying while we're just sitting here talking. And I don't even have the prospect of making more food for my character right this second. Anyway. What weapon am I gonna use for this one? I have no idea. I have no idea. We'll probably just figure that one out in the next stream. Let folks choose. I don't get the whole let's take away cloth away and only have armor, and then they put in the biome stuff that literally would benefit from clothes the way they used to work. Yes. I don't either. It's a freaky desktop. Yeah, it is creepy. It is very creepy. I don't know why we're in July, and I guess I'm tired of the hot already. I'm already ready for October. Which is sad, because my garden's not ready for October. I'm not actually ready for any cool weather at all. I just miss the aesthetic of the holidays, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but they never put any of the fixes in. Izzy Prubelt did plenty of talking about fixing this before that point. I think everybody has talked about it. There's like a whole contingent of people that are very frustrated that they just completely annihilated dyes out of all the armor. Originally, they were supposed to make it where you could put dyes in the armor. It was told to us that we would be able to put the dyes in the armor. That was coming later. It's not ready. It's not working yet. And then one of the patch notes, they took the tag off, so you definitely cannot put dyes in your armor now. I'm pretty sure at some point that's going to come back as a DLC. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Just had 2 big cheeseburgers. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering. I don't know if I should. I'm sitting here thinking, like, going out and grabbing a burger would be nice. I have cooked for the last 2 weeks. And I usually do like 2 weeks or whatever of home cooking, and then I'll go out and have like a couple of days of having junk food or something like that. I did, in fact, was it last weekend? I think it was last weekend. Bam was going on a ride, and Tigress was going out with her boyfriend, and I was going to be here by myself again. So I was like, I'm ordering me a pizza. And Bam ordered me a pizza. He's very nice. But he got me a pizza, so that I had some kind of junk food, but for the most part, I cooked the whole time. Might be getting me some cheeseburgers. That sounds really good. You don't really like warm or even tepid? I do not like cold. I don't like cold. I would rather be hot. Me personally, I want to be in a tank tops and shorts, running around barefooted. I don't like extra clothing, and I get cold very easily. I can cool down easier than I can get warm. So during the wintertime, I'm not a happy camper. I'm not. Though I will say last year, since we had our chickens and I was outside more often, it might have been a milder winter than usual, or it's just because I had to be out there, I dressed appropriately, and I had a garden to look in after every now and then, so maybe it's just my house is really cold, which is entirely possible. You hate the shoveling snow crap? Yeah, I don't think I'd ever want to do that. They were a 3/4 pounder. Oh my god. After cooking them? That's a big damn burger, dude. And you ate 2 of those? You don't get a streams here in the UK, admittedly. I'll never be happy sitting in shorts in the middle of the winter with my open... Oh. I can get warmer simpler than cooling down. You were hungry as hell. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Not me. I think the issue is I can get warm. Like, we got blankets, we got a lot of extra clothes, but I don't operate very well with heavy stuff on. Like, if I'm gonna go work on a thing, I'm like rolling my sleeves up because they're in my way. I'm not used to being encumbered by clothing. Not that I run around naked all the time. I don't do that. But it's like I feel restricted. During the wintertime, if I'm sitting on the couch and I'm cold, I'm covered up in a blanket. And if I cover up in a blanket, I want to take a nap. I don't want to do anything. And I'm just the type of person, if I'm curled up on the couch in a blanket, not doing anything, I'm going to take a nap. Every time. Every time. It's a whole lot of me not getting anything done. Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to go ahead and call it here. I do apologize if people were listening and were like, oh my gosh, she's complaining about the update and I love the update. I do apologize. It's probably going to be an ongoing issue unless there's like a huge change. But I will try to keep it down. I just keep offering constructive criticism, or what I consider.
You've been real bad. I can't believe how bad you've been. I'm calling the police on your ass.
Thank you. I don't know of any that love the update. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of content creators are subtly, and some not quite so subtly, trying to offer up constructive criticisms and ways to accomplish what the Fun Pimps seem to be wanting to do more immersively and in line with how the game was touted to be. So I'm guessing I'm probably not the only one who occasionally...
Emotional damage!
Thank you. I'm probably not the only one who has that, and there might be a few people that are like, I love this update, and oh my gosh, these outfits are cute, and I can't believe what you've done with it. It looks so nice and everything, and all I can say is I hope the gag reflex when it gets deep down in there is good, and you seem to have a lot of experience in that. So that's awesome, but it's not helping the game at all if it's not actually being honest, is my issue. So we will freely talk about the things that we like about the update. The storms are okay-ish. They need a little bit of work. We like there's a few things that we like. Grace looks cool. You know, the environment looks good. The forest looking the way that it does looks nice. Those kinds of things. We'll continue to talk about those, but we're not going to ignore, you know, the obvious problems here on this channel. I'm not going to try and get sucked into it, but we're not going to try and ignore the obvious problems. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, but I actually heard about that video for years before I actually saw the video that started it last year. You heard about which video? T-Bird, how you doing? The emotional damage? Oh, okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. Alright, let me see. Usually I don't have anybody who is actually streaming during this time, but I will check over on the YouTubes. Let's see. Yeah, no. Nope. Okay, well, it doesn't look like anybody else is. I think Hell's Janitor is actually streaming right now, but his stream that it allows you to go to is one that's scheduled on the 7th, and I don't know if it's attached to his current stream. YouTube is kind of weird on how they set their streams up. I have no idea. So whenever I send you guys over there, I don't know if you're actually going to his current stream. But if you happen to be a fan of 7 Days and modded 7 Days, because it's typically modded, or he plays like some hardcore version of it, Hell's Janitor is a good person to hit up to watch. So I will see you guys over on the YouTubes tomorrow. We are going to be playing Fallout 76 tomorrow. So I will see you guys then. Bye, guys! Charfam, thank you so much for the thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here and putting up with me venting. And, you know, the occasional talking about how we wish things would change. So I will see you next time. And the hamburgers, the occasional food talk. Yes? I'll see y'all then. Bye! Dismiss.